Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another race here in our Sigma USA Truck Series Western Division. And it's a Volkswagen sweep at the front field here, as you've got the 85 of Brian DeBlank and the 90 of Tim Cording, with the Trevors right there behind them. So it's still the Trevor show, just knocked back a notch here. Chris Harvey and Gavin Legend, Bailey Parker and Kyler Sestre, Alex Sanvital and Krista Cower, William Whitmore and Noah Hobson, Matthew Fastnot, who just came off a victory at Vegas alongside Adam Starr, Anheuser Walkner and Tasha Wright, Lynn Farrell and Spinham Walker, Kat Durham and John Hagan, Zach Magoon and Paul Ladino, Adam Cruz and Joao Vitor, Rich Roy and Dave Steele Jr., Jason So and Braden Hunt, Jack Davis and Driver Roach, Rand Kataz and Jonah Burridge, Lucas Holmes and Alan Chavot, Jacob Shangle and Chase Kovacic, Monty Shangle and Chasey Plays, Matthew Hubert and Craig Popchris, with Luis Rodriguez and Jamison Thole rounding out the field here for 120 laps around Phoenix for this Western race. Volkswagen still winless. They need some luck to go their way to get that first USA Trucks race victory.
Boys, coming at you. Let's make it a go, man. Let's have some fun. Kick some butt.
As these drivers take to the sweltering heat here in Phoenix, there'll be two Volkswagens lead them off to the green flag here for 120 laps around this short track. It's looking like Brian DeBlank might be able to get off to the early lead here. Not so quickly, as it's going to be 3 wide with Trevor Vaden. Vaden has been the tough one to beat every week. He has yet to get the points lead. His teammate Trevor Walker still has that right now. And Brian DeBlank holding solid on the outside here, keeping that 20 truck at bay. But the advantage is going to go to that inside line here as you see them dip way low below the apron. Vaden now has his teammate right there behind him to give a little bit of drafting help. Chris Harvey joining the fold up to 5th. Trevor Vaden takes over the lead here on lap 3. Brian DeBlank's lead short-lived there. He's going to have to recoup. Now you got Trevor running 1-2 like we've seen all too many times this year. But Tim Cording wants to put the fight to him. Here comes Tim down low, making a attempt on passing the 21 truck here. We've got an edge on the 21. Now Tim Cording's going to have his sights set towards the front of the field here. Alex Sanvital right there behind him. 21 truck in the sucker lane there. Not much you can do on the high lane, getting momentum. Tim Cording clears him finally, closes the door in front of the 21. And now getting a little bit of a draft off the 20 out there in the lead. Tim Cording puts his truck to work here. Lap times we could maybe compare up and see a 22.27. Fastest track this last lap was Tim Cording. Actually, faster than Tim Cording was the 93 of Sandvital. And he's right there in third on the attack as well. So it's safe to say Trevor Vaden, not the fastest truck here early running. He turned another slower lap there. He's stuck in the 27.3s while he's got a couple drivers behind him in the 27.2s. Tim Cording desperately needs a win here tonight so that he can lock himself into the championship chase. He's closing that gap down to the 20 in front of him. And this will be our last truck race here in the month of July. So some of these drivers get basically the equivalent of our Olympics break. It wasn't really planned out that way, but we've actually got our own break for the Olympics, technically. Not planned, but still works that way. So these drivers will have an Olympic-sized break through the rest of July into the early weeks of August before we see them out on track again. Our Sigma Series actually only has one more stream. Tomorrow will be a silent stream as I'll be busy with other stuff around the house, but we'll get to see the Cup cars racing at Gateway. And that'll be our 21st Cup race for 2024. And we're only about 9 races left of our Sylvania Cup regular season. We don't really have a playoffs in the Sylvania Cup. We have double points for the last 10 races. So every race gets hyped up in intensity on the amount of points you can earn by doubling up all the points for each of those last 10 races. So honestly, by the time race 30 comes around, no one is truly mathematically eliminated until we're about 2 or 3 races into the double points stretch of the season. So it's been interesting seeing Al Bunch go on such a tear, and then he's hit some hiccups here and there. He came so close to winning 3 in a row and just got beat on the last lap by Liz Shangle around Las Vegas to lose out on earning that crown jewel event for his own victory. So we haven't seen it all from Al Bunch. He's already racked up about 7 wins this season, and he's just getting started. So he could very well become our first driver to ever get double digits in the win category on a season. And we've never had a driver get double digits in the win column in a single season, that is. And he's just 1 year removed off being rookie. He wasn't rookie of the year. Unfortunately, that accolade went to our champion, Atlee Weiss, who was also rookie of the year. Al Bunch on his sophomore season is looking much improved over his rookie season and could very well be fighting for a championship by the year's end. Tim Cording seems to catch up and then loses all the ground here. It looks like he's making all the wrong moves to try and get around this 20 truck. He should be looking low, and he tries to look high there. Goes to show you that catching a driver is one thing, passing them a whole nother ballpark. Tim struggling to get past this 20 truck, even though he's showing the pace, showing the speed to be quicker. Another charge here from the 90. Could he possibly make a move? This lap around, we'll see. Got momentum on his side. He's just not able to find the opening around this 20 truck. Cuts high again. Honestly, same mistake yet again here. I don't think that's going to pay off. As we are 20 laps through the race, let's go through the field here. Top three, Trevor, Tim, and Trevor. And you've got Alex Sanvital, Brian DeBlanc, Chris Harvey, Bailey Parker, Anheuser Walkner, Kyler Sestre, Lynn Farrell, Zach Magoon, Noah Hobson, Matthew Fastnot, William Whitmore, and Spinham Walker, with Kat Durham rounding out your top 15. Gavin Legend, Adam Starr, John Hagan, Joao Vitor, Jonah Burridge, Tasha Wright, Braden Hunt, Adam Cruz, Dave Steele Jr., Paul Ladino, Jason So, Roach, Rich Roy, Krista Cower, Alan Chavot, Rand Kataz, Jack Davis, Matthew Hubert, Chasey Plays, Jacob Shangle, Craig Popchris, Luis Rodriguez, Lucas Holmes, Monty Shangle, Jameson Thole, and Chase Kovacic rounding out the field. So all 42 trucks still running here today. No mechanical failures yet. Trevor Walker gets by Tim Cording to take over second place. So it's the Trevor duo leading the way yet again here. Well, so far it looks like we're going to be having about a 3-truck battle for the win here today. Trevor Walker putting in a bit of a push here on his teammate, on Vaden. You can see that 21 sticking his nose down low there. Does 21 have the momentum to get by his teammate for the lead? We have seen one lead change so far in the race. It was Brian DeBlanc leading earlier, and he lost the lead to your current leader, Trevor Vaden. Vaden has since led every lap since the initial takeover on lap 3. So he's led for a grand total of 24 laps here today. And counting. $120 laps is almost going to be close enough to make it without a pit stop here today, I'm wondering. 120 miles. Let's see what the garage says. 95 laps, so they're going to have one pit stop, most definitely. And they'll probably cut it down the middle, a little bit later past the middle, so we'll probably see them around lap 90, I'd imagine. Which is ideal for these trucks. You get to see at least a little bit of pit strategy determine the outcome of this race. I wouldn't have it any other way. Gives everyone a shot here to prove their worth, especially if their team, their crew, pit crew could get them the win here today. We're about 30 laps in, no cautions. It's been caution free since the green flag dropped on lap 1. This 3-truck fight at the front of the field definitely worth the price of admission here today, as you could throw a blanket over these 3. The storylines between those 3, obviously it's been Trevor Walker and Trevor Vaden's dominant season, and then you got Tim Cording, who needs a win, reinstated into our USA Truck Series, and given the ultimatum that if he can get into the top 30 in points and get a race win, he will become fully eligible to join the Chase, the West Chase Championship shootout. And he's been putting on solid runs. He had a bad break at Vegas last race, where he suffered a mechanical failure that knocked him out early. Knocked him out from 2nd place nonetheless. So Tim Cording coming back with a vengeance here today, hoping to redeem himself after a cruddy performance at Vegas. It was going to be hard to tell if Trevor Vaden and Trevor Walker, who was going to come out on top leading the points by the end of Vegas, as they both struggled down towards the end of that race. And even though they struggled, they still somehow found their way through the field, managed to get top 15s, the both of them, one of them a top 10. And lo and behold, Trevor Walker still your points leader after all this time, even though his teammate Vaden has more wins than him. If Vaden can somehow tie down led most laps here today, that is going to be some very heavy, crucial points in his favor for the regular season championship, as we're only going to have 2 more races after tonight, and there's only 6 points separating the 2 teammates that run 1-2 right now. It's crazy how Trevor Walker alone has been able to keep his points lead, due in part to the bonus points he's been able to lock down. Bonus points from pole position, lead laps, led most, all that fun stuff, to the point where it's actually outweighed the wins category, where 6 pole positions outdoes that of 6 wins. It's crazy. Obviously, there's a few other factors in there, such as led most laps and lead lap bonus points, but really the difference is those pole positions for Trevor Walker has given him a 6-point edge, which is just crazy. Did not get the pole position here today. That credit belongs to Brian DeBlank, actually. So Brian DeBlank doing his best to play spoiler here at Phoenix, keeping the Trevors away from front row. And even though Tim Cording showed up late, he is looking stronger than ever. That 90 truck is fierce and putting in a fighting campaign late in the season. We are currently 1/3 of the way through the race. 40 laps down, 80 laps to go. Still not a single caution to be seen here yet. Lap traffic is along the horizon here. Our leaders are likely going to have to be dealing with that lap traffic in just about 10 laps time. Somewhere during this stint, it looks like Trevor Walker actually inherited the fastest lap on track. So Trevor Walker there in second with the fastest truck right now. It really does seem like lead is king here, as once they get some momentum and start to make a move for the lead, they get shuffled backwards. Just like that, Trevor Walker falling backwards, maybe to third here. Tim Cording on the inside. Trevor settles right back into second here with a good push on the high side. Man, it looked like he was going to go around the 20 truck. The difference of perspective, very, very deceiving there. 20 goes below the dogleg, 21 stays high, and it looked like it was going to freight train him, but quite the ladder. There goes another push on the high side. And there we have Chase Kovacic at the tail end of the field here. About to be under fire by the leaders. And 21 actually dipping low there for a moment. Ran out of room to actually make a pass, but kind of a switch it up there a little bit. Trying something to throw off his teammate with the lead. And now they are approaching a whole hornet's nest of drivers there in front of them. This ain't going to get any easier for Trevor Vaden. He's had his hands full this entire run with both the 90 and now his teammate, the 21. You got to give a nod to Trevor Vaden. This means a lot right here to keep this lead away from Bossman. The longer he keeps this lead, the more points that are going to go to his tally and potentially take over that points lead at the end of tonight's race even. It'll be hard with Trevor Vaden and Trevor Walker running 1-2 like this. Walker ain't going to give up very many points with a second place finish. I think we might even be in the realm of possibility for a tie for the points lead if they finish the way they're running right now with bonuses applied. But here we go. Trevor Walker gets the pass done, uses lap traffic to his advantage here. Oh! Trevor Vaden takes the lap traffic out of the mix, and one of his contenders, Tim Cording. Man, Trevor Vaden was not happy there. He took the lap traffic out. That's a tough one there. I don't know how you rule that. That's aggressive racing, but also very reckless racing. Yes, I think Tim Cording might be out of the mix here now. Wow, a lot of craziness right here. Okay, so let's do a quick recap on all of this as it played out here. So Trevor Vaden gets stuck behind the 48 of Luis Rodriguez. Luis Rodriguez ends up costing him the overall lead here. He's not so happy about that, so he takes a jab here at the 48, collecting the 90. Which the 90 had nothing to do with that. Oh, and there goes the 85 of Brian DeBlanc. That's a rough way to go. So all the actions here had unfortunate consequences. 90 of Tim Cording, just an unlikely aftermath of all the drama that unfolded there. And the 69 of Braden Hunt unfortunately met his demise with the parked 85 truck here. Ugh, nowhere to go. Now that retired quite a few drivers, actually. Let's see how blatant it was on Trevor Vaden. We'll watch his cockpit view here and see Actually, let's watch the chase. This tells all the tales. Yeah, sure enough, he just cleaned him out there. Took matters into his own hands. Pays the ultimate price. Looks like he gets shuffled all the way back to 10th for the restart, while his teammate Trevor Walker gets to hold the lead up front. Alrighty, here we are for the restart. Unfortunately, Tim Cording knocked out of a race twice now. Not really of his big doing. It was just unfortunate circumstances that have lined up to knock him out of the last 2 races. Trevor Walker in the lead right now. Alex Sanvital in second. And now we're going to have to see a new 3-truck fight break out, as the original 3 kind of get shuffled out of it. Here goes Sanvital trying to rough up the 21. Going all the way below the yellow line, trying to make a move for the lead. Going down the backstretch here at Phoenix. He's not going to have enough momentum, but that definitely helps bring the other drivers behind closer, as these 2 are duking it out for the lead. Sanvital driving it in deep here into the first turn. And the 21 closes the window on him. Looks like Trevor Vaden struggling to get back through the field after his unfortunate venture. He's still shuffled outside the top 10 right now, struggling to get through the top 10. Matthew Fastnot, our last winner previously at Vegas. With that caution, it has allowed us to get clear for the finish. Everyone's going to be able to make it with the fuel and the tires that they're on right now, short of any other cautions to come. If we have any more cautions, looks like we might just have a caution. So, as always, cautions breed cautions around the Sigmaverse here. This time it looks like the 07 of Jonah Burridge gets run into by William Whitmore. Oh, and collects Rich Roy as well, as extracurricular damage is dealt. So, caution number 2, as we went about the first 50 laps caution free. Now we've had a back-to-back caution break here. So as it seems we probably won't have any takers down pit road, we will go ahead and subtract a pace lap from our pace caution here. And it looks like on our restart it's going to be front row Trevor Walker, Alex Sanvital with Matthew Fastnot, which that might be a little bit scary for the rest of the field, knowing that Matthew Fastnot is sitting right there in the second row with Chris Harvey. Third row deep, you're going to have Kyler Sestre and Noah Hobson. Fourth row is Anheuser Wagner and Bailey Parker. Kat Durham and the 51 of Zach Magoon will be your fifth row. Trevor Vaden has fallen from the front of the field here. One mistake on his behalf has ruined quite a few drivers' days and may very well have ruined his to a mild degree here. He needs to make sure to maximize points that he can gain against his teammate, who unfortunately currently leads. So we'll get doubled up on the backstretch here as I skim back through the field. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Sanvital can do on the outside here on the restart. That 93 truck looks strong here today, and I'm thinking he might just take over the lead as we just got past the halfway mark in this race. 3 different leaders so far. It's been Brian DeBlanc, Trevor Walker, and Trevor Vaden. And here we go for the restart. Trevor Walker holding stout on the inside. It's going to be 3 wide for second place, third place. These two still duking it out. 24 drives it in hard. It almost slid right through the field there. 24 still sliding. He got a little bit loose. Kyler Sestre losing the traction there as he got loose there on the inside. Now we're settled back in here. We'll see if we can get a good green flag run going again. Sanvital, Fastnot might very well be your next 2 to join the 3 truck battle at the front of the field here. Wow, Tasha Wright going way low. She's almost 4 wide for position back here. That 30 Cartoon Network truck, look at, you got 3 wide right there in front of her. She's going to drive it down and make it 3 wide. She's making moves left and right here. I think she was about 30th on the restart. Give her 20th now, as she's cut off about 10 spots in rapid succession. One of the lone Volkswagen left running out there today, as DeBlanc and Tim Cording both got tangled up in that first caution. And we're starting to see more of the same here. You can catch the leader, but you might not be able to pass him. Alex Sanvital definitely looking stout here today. This rookie wants to prove he's got what it takes to go to victory lane. But he's got 2 stout competitors around him here, the likes of Matthew Fastnot and Trevor Walker, both who have been at it since 2022, our inaugural season. Sestre joining the fold here. We got yet another caution. Oh, we got trucks upside down over here in turn 4. Oh, that was a crazy looking wreck. 48 exacting some of his own revenge here today. Just figured he would put an end to the day for a few other drivers. So the 48 just runs right back into the 64. Jacob there collecting Monty as well. And almost a rugby punt from the 48 as the 64 goes spiraling through the air there. Well, that's a tough way to end the day on your lid. But we get to restack them, re-rack them, and race again. These restarts are probably the most exciting thing about Phoenix, getting to see them fan out 3, nearly 4 wide down the dog leg. We were looking like we were on pace to have a green flag race from the start to finish, but that has long since deteriorated. We have lost about 8 trucks in total. Looks like 29 trucks left running on the lead lap. Yeah, 30. 38 was able to rejoin the racetrack on the lead lap. And so now Sanvital gets another opportunity here. Matthew Fastnot turned the fastest lap just recently, a 27.111. Compare that up to Trevor Walker and his 27.184, and Sanvital with a 27.192. Actually, your top 4 are all throwing heat here today. They're all in the 27-1 bracket. If Fastnot can find even another inch out there on track, he could almost be in the 26.9s. And that is cooking around Phoenix here. That's almost like track record status, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, what is curious? Qualifying was, yeah, 26.9 for qualifying, so it's about on pace for qualifying record even. Go out there in race pace and nearly set a qualifying lap. That's impressive. Back to green here. And Sanvital getting the extra leg here, going through the dog leg. He's got nearly 3/4 of a truck length over the 21. 21 a little bit slow on reaction, it seems, but he's picking up the pace quickly here as he's going to close the door, perhaps. Yeah, right there. He's able to make up the difference on that lap there and get by the 93. So now Fastnot up to second. And if we get another caution, that'll be interesting to see Fastnot starting on the outside front row for a restart. Seems like every time Fastnot goes, he comes out of nowhere for you. Finds ways to shock the field. Chris Harvey still holding in solidly in the top 10 here. Fighting in 6th position. He's going to go high and try to make a move for 5th. Your 2 leaders turning lap times nearly identical there. So it's going to be hard for Fastnot to find the extra line here to get by that 21 truck. Well, as we were skimming through the back of the field, there you saw yet another wreck happen here. And we're under caution yet again. This time it was 4 wide. 4 wide with Jonah Burridge collecting the 94 of Pauladino, the 27 of Hubert, and the 46 of Popchris. And this time we get to see a restart with Matthew Fastnot on the outside. So we are now cycling around under caution for the 4th time here today. 4 times, and still Trevor Vaden not making much moves through the field here, running in 9th. It's going to be close. I'm wondering if Vaden actually was able to make enough laps with the lead to lead most laps. We'll have to see. It's going to be tight. We're going to go ahead and enable green-white checkers just in case. You never know. It seems like cautions are being very heavy here today, since the first caution has bred so many more. It didn't look like we had any more retirements, even though that was a pretty nasty wreck for some of them. No retirements, they continue onward. Thomas the choo-choo train, stronger than most, bulldozes his way through a couple competitors and still keeps on chugging. As we get doubled up for the restart here. We are 2/3 of the way through the race. There will be 40 laps remaining, as Trevor Walker looks to try and close out the deal here today. But maybe Matthew Fastnot's going to have something for him, as they roll up to the Geico restart lane. Green flag waving, and we're off and rolling. Ooh, 94 is going to make it 3 wide for the lead. Here we go. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to execute here. 5 wide with Trevor Vaden in the middle. Whoa. They're staying green, staying forward. I don't know. Yeah, we weren't able to stay green. That was some gnarly racing there with Trevor Vaden. You could have saw he almost looked like he was going to lose it there. And I think we enabled green-white checkers at the right time here. He gets clipped by Adam Cruz. Adam Cruz is able to save it for the most part. Oh, and John Hagan just loses it at the back end of the field here. Ah, nope. It was a little bit of friendly fire there out of the 36 banging into him. So we almost stayed green on that one, but unfortunately, when push comes to shove, something had to give. Yeah, let's watch. That's a bummer for Adam Cruz, who's running in the top 10. 5 wide. We are very much 5 wide. You can see 5 trucks right there. 81, Hagen had nowhere to go. Just a domino effect. Gets the 05 put into the wall. The 20 was able to make it through pretty cleanly there. And then everyone else was able to pretty much clear Hagen, except for the 36 here of Lucas Holmes, who had an ARCA brakes moment there. Did we have pit stops? Did we actually have pit stops here? No way. They actually... Matthew Fastnot led that lap. How? Dude, that's a photo finish if I've ever seen one. I mean, obviously not for the win, but for this restart here. Matthew Fastnot led that lap by inches. Well, shoot, I returned back to the racing action just for Harvey to get outlawed. Oh boy. Oh, and there was Trevor Vaden involved. Now we've got a traffic block. Okay, since I was screwing off, let's watch the replay on this restart. Matthew Fastnot clearly had the advantage with that first place restart. Starting on the front, in first is always a huge help. Oh, and it was friendly fire between LFG Motorsports teammates as he had Noah Hobson collide with the 12 of Chris Harvey there. There's just nothing else that Chris Harvey could do in that situation. Noah Hobson fades up. Oh boy, oh boy. But then is when all the true chaos unfolds, as we've got a parking lot on the backstretch. It's hard to tell if very many drivers even really get through it. I'll watch the chase cam from Tasha here. This is going to be one of the craziest stretches of racing footage most drivers expect to see. You see one truck in the air, two trucks in the air, and somehow, someway, Tasha minimizes the contact. It looks like she might have hit that truck just a little bit there. But she gets to stay in the fight here. Didn't get knocked out of the race. Whoa, Trevor Vaden is having to race with severe damage to his 20 truck here. Things are getting wild and crazy here at Phoenix today, folks. Let's see, we had more retirements from that. Out of the race, the 12 of Chris Harvey. Unfortunately, that was a rough wreck. Kyler Sestre out, Noah Hobson out, Chasey Plays, and even the 27 truck of Hubert out. Even with that, we still have 28 trucks left running. But eventually, we're going to run out of trucks with all the carnage that keeps happening here. Fastnot and Sam Vital with the restart here. Sam Vital with a good run on the outside. Looks like he might hold the lead for a while here over Matthew Fastnot. As we're down to just 30 laps to go this time by. Trevor Walker not going anywhere. He's still right here in the mix. Trevor Vaden making another trip down pit road to fix the damage he's got on that truck. This is going to be a severe hit in the points for him. Unless Trevor Walker finds himself in the wall, it's not looking like he's going to be able to mitigate the points damage that's going to be done here today. 20 is one lap down in 20th. Not insurmountable. But definitely going to be hard to come back from. There we go. Trevor Walker back to the lead here. With about 28 laps to go. He kind of cruises around the 09 of Fastnot. We've had so many trucks wrecked out that you almost just got to figure that we're going to be able to make it the rest of the way on one more green flag stint. Look at that. You got 4 Toyotas fighting in the top 4. Dave Steele Jr. with the Chevy joining the picture here in the top 5. Top 6, actually. We'll have to see what lap traffic does here. It could throw another wrinkle in the mix here. That 21 truck is not out of the woods by any mean. He's capitalizing on his teammates' misfortune here today. Looking like he's going to gain as much max points as he possibly can. Drivers get by the 29 here of William Whitmore, who's a couple laps down in the 29 truck. And potentially looks like they're going to clear him and not cause any carnage there. Yeah, this race has potential for a feel-good story to come out of it. That 93 of San Vital, rookie campaign, looking strong here. He's going to have to figure excuse me. Going to have to figure out a way how to beat one of the most dominant drivers this season has seen in Trevor Walker. Alex Sanvital making a move on the inside here. He might be able to make it off turn 2 here with a slight advantage. Side by side as they roar into turn 3. Sanvital has the preferred line right now. That inside is going to help him tremendously in executing on passing the leader here. Side by side they still remain after the dogleg through turn 1. Sanvital gets the lead and secures it from Trevor Walker. Walker not giving up. He's going to try to go around the outside here, but I think that's going to hurt him as now the 09 and the 03 are right there to pounce. Now Walker still putting in a strong push on the outside here. Bailey Parker, in what's probably only about his 5th start in this USA Truck Series, flirting with a top 5, maybe even a podium finish here. Trevor Vaden still 1 lap down. We are down to 19 laps to go here today. It's kind of looking like caution fever might be behind us. Don't plan on jinxing it. Still have lap traffic that could potentially spark another caution here. But it's Sanvital leading the way over Trevor Walker, Matthew Fastnaugh, and Bailey Parker, with Spinham Walker and Dave Steele Jr. kind of just chilling in the wings there. Now this could be a tremendously huge victory for Alex Sanvital. Wasn't really in dire need of a win as it was looking most likely that the 93 truck was going to point their way in on consistency. We look at the point standings. Alex Sanvital, 7th in the points, so definitely in a safe spot to transfer on points alone, but nowhere guaranteed. I mean, 7th, you could have still dropped about 3 or 4 spots and been knocked out. So this win will do tremendously in getting that 93 truck heading in the right momentum, the right direction. He's just going to have to hold off Trevor Walker for 16 more laps here. Here comes Fast Knot on the inside of Trevor Walker, making a move for 2nd. This is going to help Sanvital start to drive away with the lead here. The more that everyone continues to duke it out behind him, the better it is that he's going to be able to drive away with it. And don't forget, we do have green-white checkers here. If it came to be, we could likely see another restart before the finish of this one. Definitely not what Sanvital wants to see. He's setting forth, cruising, sailing out front, and he just wants to see green flags all the way to the finish. Trevor Walker claims back sole possession of 2nd place and now having to fight through a little bit more of the lap traffic. One of the problems here is fighting with all this lap traffic is going to open up that window for more cautions. We still have 10 laps of racing, which is pretty good, decent amount of laps left here at Phoenix. There's a lot that can happen in 10 laps. Especially with these faster lead trucks coming through, the slower lap traffic often throws a hiccup in the pace and potentially invites room for more errors to be made. We're still staying green so far, as it's going to be 8 laps to go this time by. And man, it has been a stretch of fascinating races in this Western Division. Once we got, through the first half of the season, it just looked like the Trevor and Trevor show. Since the second half of this regular season has gotten underway, we've seen at least about 3 different drivers not named Trevor get a win. And it's going to keep adding on the way it looks. Even if we only have 2 more regular season races, there's some drivers out there that are definitely hungry to get that win. And we kind of knew that Sanvital was just kind of around the corner. He was one of those drivers that was like not a matter of if he was going to get a win, but when he was going to get a win. He's got all his ducks in a row here today, fighting off his hips to put down a heavy gunslinger in Trevor Walker. Next time by, it's going to be 5 laps to go here at Phoenix. As you can see, still staying green so far. We got that slight spell of caution fever that threw together 5 cautions, actually 6 cautions in rapid succession. Actually made this race drag on just a little bit longer than an hour. This time by, 4 laps to go for Alex Sanvital. He's opened up about a 4 truck length gap between him and Trevor Walker. Walker had led so many laps and actually just got outpowered by the 93 of Alex Sanvital. He drove around Trevor Walker with ease and has not shown any signs of slowing down since taking the lead. We are still staying green. 3 laps remain in the race here today. Trevor Walker starting to shrink that lead down to about 3 truck lengths between the two of them. Lap traffic is not Sanvital's friend right now. He needs to make it through and make it through quickly as he gets by Paul Ladino. The gap is still about 2 truck lengths to Trevor Walker. And now you're looking at about truly 3 truck lengths separating the two of them again. Yeah, it's going to be close. As long as this race stays green, we're on lap 119 of 120. Next lap will be the white flag. And the white flag ends this race no matter what. 28.0, compare that up to Trevor Walker and his 27.9. Stays green, stays green. We're going to see an official race here as the white flag waves in air for Alex Sanvital. He's got a few more lap trucks to get by here. No urgency, not yet at least. That 21 still closing the gap. It's going to be a lot closer at the line than what it looked at the last couple of laps. Alex Sanvital coming through turns 3 and 4. He's going to be a brand new winner here in the USA Trucks West, getting his first ever career Sigma Series victory of any kind. Alex Sanvital is victorious here today in Phoenix in that number 93 Toyota Tundra. And honestly, he just survived the carnage and chaos. Trevor Vaden comes back for a 19th. He's going to lose a good chunk of points to his boss man in the 21. But they're still going to keep it tight. It's going to go all the way to the last race of the season no matter what. Trevor Walker could potentially make a mistake here in the next couple of races as well and give Vaden a chance to capitalize. And we finally announced the playoffs, the chase, the USA Trucks chase schedule, which is going to be very, very eclectic. We have race on Mars. We've got race all around the different continents of the universe. It's going to be one for the ages. And Alex Sanvital has stamped his ticket to get into that big show later this season. The WWE West East chase for the championship. 14 of 15. This marks our Olympics break here, basically. So USA Trucks have almost a whole month off now, or at least the West Division does. Next time we will see the East in the first week of August for their 13th race of their season. So congrats to Alex Sanvital getting his first career Sigma victory here tonight at Phoenix. They were able to take it to Trevor Walker, the very dominant force that he has been. And thank you everyone else for tuning in. I know this was late. Thanks for tuning in either way. It was a good race, full of carnage and chaos, and a new first-time winner. So congrats, Alex Sanvital. Congrats to everyone else that was able to finish that race. Luckily, they didn't get caught up in all the chaos and carnage. Might see some drivers that actually had one of their best finishes here today because they were able to survive all the chaos. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out for tonight. We've got a Cup Series stream for you tomorrow. It'll be a silent stream, so you won't hear me, but it'll still be a Cup stream nonetheless. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Stay safe out there, and we'll see